Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am excited today. It is not just because this is my vacation week and I get to sit at home, play video games, and eat a bunch of unhealthy food. It's not just because I get to enjoy soda pop out of the bottle like when I was a little kid, imported from Mexico, by the way. No, Coke is not paying me for this video. Um, it is not just because I got AC/DC playing in the background on my stereo. I got the volume turned down because I don't want this video to get a copyright strike. But it is because we are going to enjoy some Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, this is a physical version. Yeah, I got it wrapped up because I keep my games wrapped up. But here's my Nintendo Switch. I got the cartridge in it. There we go. Let me get a good shot of that right there. Come on, zoom in. There we go. It is actually Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII on the same cartridge. Now, they didn't sell it on cartridge in America. You had to get it like overseas. Like I got my copy from PlayAsia. I actually had it a while ago. I got it shortly after it came out. But I mean, this is really cool. I mean, I recently did like on my Sunday night long play videos that I've been doing. I played through my PlayStation version. It's like my same PlayStation discs that I've had ever since the game came out or around that time. But this I'm really looking forward to playing because, I mean, Final Fantasy was, I mean, they ditched Nintendo, like Squaresoft, now Square Enix, ditched Nintendo and went with PlayStation because of the CD format, because Nintendo was sticking with cartridges. And here is Final Fantasy VII on cartridge for Nintendo. I mean, that's honestly pretty freaking cool. And if I wanted to add insult to injury, I could play with like the SNES Classic controller, but I'm actually not going to do that, and I'll show you why here in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. But right before I start playing, please like this video, please subscribe, and please tap that like button. And if you like this video, please share it, because my channel is a small channel, and if you share this video, that will, above anything, will help this channel grow. So I'm gonna go pop this in. I'll be right back. All right, we are set up. We are ready to play. You can tell that it's the physical version because it's got that little cartridge icon on it. I am playing with the Nintendo Pro Controller, and that's because it'll have like the analog sticks to push in, and I'll kind of show you why I'm playing with that. I am capturing at 720p resolution just to kind of keep everything nice and simple here. This is also available on, I believe it's on PlayStation 4, but it is also on the Xbox One, and it's on Game Pass too. I actually played last weekend. I played through it on Xbox Game Pass to get some achievements, so it was a lot of fun. So we are going to go ahead and get started. By the way, I cannot say enough good stuff about soda pop in a bottle like this. So much better, so much better. I'm so glad they still make this. They make it with real sugar, or they make it with... Oh, wait, they make it with real sugar. They don't make it with that corn syrup crap. Oh, let me turn my TV down just a little bit. Or my computer monitor. It's actually... I use it for a computer monitor, but it's an old Sony TV. I gotta replace it, actually. Alright, so I am going to play through the entire game start to finish. And I'm probably going to do this in either 3 parts or 4 parts. I'm thinking 4 parts. The first part, I'm probably going to play all the way till the end of Midgar. Second part, I'm thinking all the way until the end of Disc 1. Third part, probably until you get Cloud back in your party. And then fourth part to the end of the game. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But this is going to be a speed run. I am not a speed run pro. This isn't really a speed run tutorial. But I use a lot of speed run strategies in this. I'm probably going to forget half of them and backtrack and stuff like that. Also, I'm going to use that feature to speed through the game where it increases the game speed by 3 times, and I'll show you. Just that way it helps shorten this video. And if you want to see like an actual full playthrough, I got a full playthrough on my Sunday night long play videos. Most of them are uploaded. I still got part 3 to upload as I'm making this video, but by the time you watch this, they should all be uploaded. So we're going to do a new game. And if you push, they'll show there's all the stuff right there, like how to play the game and everything. But if you push in the left analog stick, it'll increase the speed. And of course, it does like the no encounter trick, but we're not going to do that. That's cheating. We're not going to do any battle boosts or anything like that. So, of course, when this game first came out, I had it pre-ordered at KB Toys. I'm going to raise this chair up just a little bit here. There we go. Came out at KB Toys. I had it pre-ordered, and I was waiting all day at KB Toys at the mall for hours for this game to come out. And I kind of told the story a little bit when I was doing like my video. I've done a couple of videos on this. I did like the PlayStation version and the Steam version, where I talked a lot about this. But yeah, I might as well talk about it again. Because that's kind of why I play these videos, to kind of share these stories. And I'm going to decrease the game volume just a little bit. Actually, that should be okay. But yeah, I mean, I was waiting for the UPS guy to drop off the game, and he finally did. I bought the game, waited at the mall, played, went over to the arcade, played a couple games, went back and to KB's. No, they didn't have it yet. Go back to the arcade. Did like every half hour. But I bought the game and ran home, and I had about 15 minutes to play it before I had to go to work. So, and I had just graduated high school when this game came out. And at the time, this game just blew me away. I mean, it was amazing. Oh yeah, we're going to turn the volume down on that just a little bit more. Yeah, I still got the AC/DC rocking in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't want it to strike my video. Should be okay. And right away, this is something that was really cool. This is probably the first game that I remember seeing, if not the first game that actually did this, where it does like a full motion video, and then the end of the full motion video goes right to the gameplay. It doesn't like go to like a loading screen or something like that. That was really cool at the time. I mean, when you first saw full motion video in video games, it was more just like a presentation thing. It wasn't like, it didn't complement the gameplay that much. Or rarely did. So, alright, we're going to do the potions. Of course, I'm going to do like that speed thing here. And I'm just going to mash the fight button. Of course, all the new consoles that this game is on, Steam version, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch version, it upscales the graphics to HD. Pretty cool. So I'm going to go to config. And we got to change the color a little bit here. Just a little bit. Kind of make it look a little cooler here. There we go. And I'll go ahead and keep it on recommended for now. Eventually I'm going to turn it to wait. I'm not going to raise the battle speed that much because I'm really not a pro at this game. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I'm not a pro. Magic order, I'm going to change it to number 4. Attack, restore, and indirect, because that's how I've always played it. Alright, run up here. Didn't catch my name. Of course, we're going to go by Itchy. Oops. Would help if I actually spelled Itchy right. Because that's what my nickname was at the comic book store I always hung out at. And you're thinking the Simpsons, Itchy, and Scratchy show. Alright, now we got to name Barrett something. Shoot. You know what? In my last video, I named him Booker T. So this time, I'm going to name him Stevie Ray. Enough characters? Close enough. One half of Harlem Heat. WCW Tag Team former champions. Now in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully I spelled Stevie Ray right. And there's like a trick. I'm just going to run from these battles here. So there's a trick to avoid a huge major amount of encounters by counting the steps and like walking and running and all that kind of stuff. I have no idea how to do that crap. It's way too complicated and there's no way I can remember it. I don't play the game enough to remember all that stuff. So I just play through the game. You know, if I keep playing this over and over again, I might learn it. And also, I have not played the remake yet. So, I don't have a PlayStation 4. I was going to wait and get a PlayStation 5. But, I don't know. It's really hard to avoid spoilers on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And we're just going to run. By the way, if you see me like go to like the menu real quick and then cut back real quick, it's probably because I paused the video and made like a restroom break or something like that. Got AC/DC Highway to Hell playing in the background. AC/DC is one of the greatest bands of all time, by the way. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. And if you're going to say all their albums sound the same, yes they do, and that is a good thing. Alright, I'm getting more encounters than I usually do. But that's okay. Got the restore materia. We don't have access to the materia stuff yet. I remember when I first played this game, you know, I mean, this was back in, you know, mid-90s or mid to late 90s-ish. 97, I think. We're going to slow down the combat here a little bit, and we're going to cast Bolt with Cloud. But when I first played it, I mean, I thought it was just the greatest game of all time. I don't know if like the graphics hold up as much as they used to, like a lot of the 16-bit stuff. I think that just kind of depends on the person's perspective. But it's definitely still a good game. Final Fantasy VI is actually my favorite Final Fantasy when I kind of look back at it. I think that one's the best. And I just realized I forgot to put the cursor on memory. So after this battle, I'll have to remember to do that. Otherwise, I can just go AAA, and then it'll go straight to Bolt and all that kind of stuff. Alright, and we want Cloud's limit to max out in this battle here. And I'm going to do something daring here. And I'm going to go ahead and bolt him just so he attacks me and maxes out Cloud's limit. Okay, I'm going to wait it out here. Should be able to turn the volume back up just a little bit. There we go. Alright. Bolt. Attack. Hopefully that's not too loud. Should be good. So I was hoping when I was making this, I would have my cat around, hold her up to the camera, because since I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, my cat's name is Mako. So my wife actually named her after like the type of shark, Mako shark, but it's a perfect name, really. Mako the shark, Mako from Final Fantasy VII. All right, so we're gonna go into the menu, cursor, memory. Alright, speed the game back up a little bit. Of course, you see the clock moving a little faster. Oop, oop. That's the problem. You gotta watch out for those things you miss, and you can get another encounter. Yeah, I've been trying to hold out for a PlayStation 5 because I want the PlayStation 5 Slim when that eventually comes out. But I don't know. I'll probably end up picking up like a used PlayStation 4, maybe a cheap one or something like that, just to hold me over, just to play the remake. I was actually hoping the remake would eventually get released on the Xbox. But I don't really want a PlayStation 4 because they got that problem, and I've mentioned it in a couple of videos. They got that problem with the CMOS, like the CMOS battery, if it dies and the servers ever get shut down, then you lose the ability to play any game, physical or digital. PlayStation 5 won't have that problem with physical games, though. SpawnWave did a thing testing that. Alright, I'm going to take a pause real quick. Okay, so basically, if you've never played Final Fantasy VII before, we are basically part of a group of eco-terrorists that are trying to save the planet. I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but the evil corporation Shinra is using the planet's magical energy called Mako. Or, yeah, basically from the life stream, and it is sucking the life out of the planet, and I did not mean to do that. Ugh. That's alright. I meant to hit later and skip all this battle here, because you really don't need to fight these guys. I'm trying to save my limit here. I got a potion out of it. Yeah, Squaresoft was really creative with the full motion video cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. Took a quick pause and I figured I'd stream on Twitch at the same time, which my Twitch channel is even smaller than my YouTube channel, just because I don't really stream on it that much. I remember setting it up way back in the day when they were originally called Justin TV, but I had a weak computer at the time. I mean, it was decent for what it was, but didn't really stream at a good resolution, and also my internet bandwidth didn't support it anyway. And by the time I got good bandwidth to stream on it, Twitch had kind of blown up. That's okay. You know, the funny thing about these Coke bottles here is they were more common when I was a kid. And my stepdad, who my mom and my stepdad got married when I was about 2 years old, and my stepdad was a rancher, and I would go hang out on the ranch, and we'd get up early in the morning and kind of spend the day out there. And during the wintertime, when all the sheep out there would have their baby lambs and whatnot, a lot of them that were kind of struggling, my grandma would bottle feed them, like formula and stuff like that. And the bottles they would use would be like soda bottles like this. It's kind of cool. Yeah, we just kind of keep them by the fireplace, and I'd help feed the baby lambs. I was like kindergarten age around that time. Let's see, you gotta talk to Jesse here. Oop, went a little too far. Kind of gives you a little tutorial of what the city of Midgar looks like. Kind of an introduction to the game, what it looks like, all that kind of stuff. And they did a really good job with this game, with like introducing like what the overall world is, what things are like, and kind of getting you set up and hooked in the beginning. Once it went to Final Fantasy VIII and above, I don't think Squaresoft really did a good job with the Final Fantasies in terms of like having like a good opening and presenting everything to you and getting you hooked. And I still like 8. I had to play through it a couple of times to kind of like get the hang of it and figure it out and like it. I didn't like it at first, but yeah, I mean the Final Fantasies earlier on, they were a little easier to kind of pick up and play and gradually get used to. So that's why I think the older Final Fantasies are much better than a lot of the newer stuff. Of course, the city of Midgar. It's basically like a city, and then there's like another city on top of it, like a plate that floats on top of it, held by this little big middle thing right there. Basically, think like whatever major city, and all the fancy parts of the city are basically on the plate, and all like the suburbs and stuff, but you know, it's basically the slums are of a city are below the plate. Kind of neat. But I remember when I first played it, the way it presented itself, I thought the game, like the entire game, actually took place in Midgar. So I remember when I first played it, and then eventually we got out of Midgar and like got to the overworld. It's like, oh crap, there's like a whole other world. Oh yeah, this is Final Fantasy, just like any other Final Fantasy game. So it was really cool. I mean, this game did a really good job kind of like presenting the world and everything. What should we name Tifa? Let's name her... I don't have enough characters for it. Gina Carano. You know, because Tifa's kind of a badass. And so is Gina Carano. I wouldn't want to fight her. And by the way, if you've never seen any of these speedruns, Tifa basically becomes your most powerful character and just becomes a one-woman army in this game. My buddy Scott hates the character Tifa. So this video is especially for him. This is for you, Scott. You're going to be watching Tifa turn into a total ass kicker. And we're skipping most of the dialogue, but basically they're talking about the backstory because Tifa and Cloud knew each other as kids. And I'm probably going to spoil a lot of stuff as I play through the game. So if you've never played this game before, I don't know, maybe like go through and play it or something so you kind of know the story, or if you don't care, then keep watching. But basically they had this backstory when they were kids, but there's a point in the game where when Cloud kind of talks about his past, it doesn't quite line up with some of the stuff that Tifa remembers. And it kind of, like, in the like halfway point, you kind of question, you know, did this past really happen, or was it made up, or were these memories implanted into him? And you find out they actually were, but Cloud wasn't who he thought he was. He actually remembered himself being a different soldier, and toward the end he regains his memories with the help of Tifa. He was basically his corpse or unconscious body or whatnot was experimented on, created in a laboratory, and was basically tried to recreate another Sephiroth, who was the final boss in the game. I thought Sephiroth was a really cool villain, by the way. I think Kefka is a cooler villain in Final Fantasy VI, but I never thought he was that good of a villain at the time, just because when I first played Final Fantasy VI, my characters were so powerful that I basically beat him in like 20 seconds, and it was like, wait, that's it? So that kind of like soured how good of a villain he was. But he is a good villain in Final Fantasy VI. Alright. I'm gonna not tell him how to use the materia, so we kind of skip that little tutorial. That'll save some time. And we'll go down here, go up the stairs, go in this little tutorial area, grab the awl, and an ether. And we are going to put all of our characters in the back row. Nice thing about limit attacks is when you have your characters in the back row, they do less physical damage. But range attacks like Stevie Ray's guns won't be affected by that, and limit break attacks aren't affected by that either. So we are going to replace his ice materia with all, because if you notice, a lot of the spell materias will lower their strength. I don't want to lower the strength too much. We'll give him restore, we'll get her ice. We're not really going to use them. We'll use restore. Excuse me. We'll use restore to, in case we need to cast heal and stuff like that. But main reason why we're going to keep a lot of these materials equipped is just to kind of level them up and eventually sell them. Because we will need the money. I like how Stevie Ray just kind of bullies this guy. Gina Carano kind of has to calm him down a little bit there. So since I'm streaming on Twitch at the same time, hopefully I'll get some people chatting. That way I got a little more to talk about. And of course, we tripped the train security system. And talk to this dude, and he'll give me something. What a nice dude. Lots of nice people on this train. Except for this dude, and we're going to confront him. Give me my crap, dude. I don't even know what he took. There's a couple naked people on the subway. Or they're in their underwear or something. Since I'm on vacation this week, I'm hoping to record a bunch of these videos in advance. Of course, I still got some that I did last weekend that I haven't gone live yet, like a couple of more GBA games and whatnot. So I'm not really sure what order I'll put them in. I guess by the time you watch this, you'll know. But I still got to do a video on Final Fantasy VI. I got some footage pre-recorded for it. Not going to be like a full playthrough, just kind of like an hour playthrough. But I want to do like a comparison of the Android and Steam version, and also the Game Boy Advance version. So I'm trying to decide whether to do like 2 different videos or put them all in one video. So basically we're trying to go to another one of the macro reactors, and we're going to blow it up. And we're basically just going to run away from pretty much every battle here. Oh. Grab that potion. There's a save point. Don't really need a save point now. We're in good shape. Those back attacks will kind of kill you. Not literally, just kind of waste some time. Of course, go down the wavy slide like you go down at like the fairs and carnivals and stuff. Those are always fun. And we'll hit the select button here just to see the stuff to climb on a little bit easier. And of course, Cloud's remembering some of the stuff, kind of fills in, or kind of hints at some of the backstory here. Or teases it, I guess. And no boss fight here. No timer here. Oops. There we go. Layout's very similar to the last reactor we were at. Of course, here's like a little puzzle mini game. And I got it on the first try. Usually takes me 2 tries. Basically, you got to all 3 hit the switch at the same time to open this door. And here I'm going to go ahead and save it just in case I accidentally unplug the switch or something like that. And we'll go ahead and save over the last game because we don't really care. And oh crap, there's soldiers here. You're ambushed. It's a trap. And here's the president of the evil corporation, who it kind of sets up as the main antagonist in the game, but he's really not. And of course, it mentions the actual antagonist, Sephiroth. Both this and the last cutscene, the well thing with Tifa. You know, just kind of teases him a little bit, and eventually it starts talking about him a little bit more and more. Doesn't overwhelm you or anything like that, but you know, you're kind of gets you curious about him, and then it kind of teaches you more about the character as the game goes on. Alright, so we're going to attack him because we want his back turned away from Cloud. Is he going to turn around? Nope. Alright, we'll just bolt him for now. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we want. Oh, crap. We did not want him to turn back around. That is not good. That is not good. See, what you want is his back turned to you, and you do his braver, and it does just a crap load of damage. Hopefully, this tech here will get him to turn back around. There we go. Good, good. That's exactly what we want. Okay. Whew, we're saved. We're saved. This might be the end of the battle here. And just in case, for safety reasons, I'm going to go ahead and heal him. And when someone gets a limit break, their meter fills up really fast. Is that it? Is that the battle? Cool. So we almost got him with that braver. Alright, go ahead and speed up the game. Goes like a little mini full motion video there. And we're just going to skip through the dialogue pretty quickly here. Of course, the dialogue there kind of hints that he talks to himself or something. Now, I never really understood, like, if it's like the real him that's talking to himself, or if it's the Genova in him that's talking to himself. So I'm hoping that will get answered with the remake. And also, I have never played through the Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. I thought I had it, which is on PSP. I remember you. You're the slum drunk. But anyway, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core on PSP, and I thought I had it, and I actually don't have it. But that one you play as the character Zack, who the character of Cloud, like who he thinks he is based on. So maybe I'll go through like before I do part 2 and kind of watch all the cutscenes, so I know a lot of the backstory here. Let's see, Eris, what are we going to change her name to? We'll change her name to Goku. Where's the K? Why are we changing her name to Goku? Because it is obvious in this game that she wants to ride a cloud. It is nice weather outside. It is springtime. One of the things that's crappy about springtime is allergies are starting to bug me. I may take a pause and go take some allergy medicine. You know, I rarely get random encounters at this point in the game. Alright, so we're going to run across here. And we got the Shinra soldiers and Reno from the Turks chasing us. And Goku's going to fall down, because he's a low-class clown. And we're going to tell her to hold on a minute. And we're going to trip this barrel here and knock over the soldier. Kind of a nice little mini-game here. And now we're just going to wait, because we're basically going to wait for her to kind of run up to us. But instead of continuing with the mini-game, we're just going to tell her to run. We'll do that for the next couple encounters. And there we go. And it turns out they're after her because she's part of a race of people called the Ancients, also known as the Sentra. Kind of a cool background where it showed earlier in the game. Kind of gives a sense of scale and scope of the city that you're in. And we don't really need to save it. We're going to take her to her house. Here's a little mini town right here. But we don't really need that stuff there. We can actually equip the Titan Bingle. Her, we can equip the Restore Materia. Go over here, grab some items. Cover Materia and Ether. And definitely equip the Cover Materia on Cloud. And that'll help him take the blows of a lot of the attacks that your other characters will get. And that will come in very handy later in the game. And kind of talk you into staying the night a little bit. And the mother's like, yeah, stay away from my daughter. Turns out she's adopted, though. Here's another teaser to the backstory. Of course, here you want to sneak out without alerting Eris. Grab that item that's sitting there. So we're just going to walk and not run. Now we're going to run out. Now we're going to make a quick stop here and talk to this guy with the weapons. And we're going to sell pretty much everything. Definitely the ethers, because the ethers are a lot of money. And we'll go ahead and sell a tent. Is that the one I got? I don't know if that's the one I got or the one... Actually, I'm going to hold on to that. See how much money do I got? Enough money to do it? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to buy a bunch of grenades. Oops. We're going to sell just a couple more things real quick here. There we go. Just to have a little bit more money in case we need it. So the grenades will help us do a lot more damage to enemies that we got to fight, the bosses and stuff like that. That way we don't have to level up and we can keep people in the back row, all that kind of stuff. Here we got a random encounter to fight a house. Is this it? Nope. It's alright. Yeah, there's an enemy here. It's like a big house. And if you try and keep fighting it, it will... It can beat the hell out of you. And a little bit, she kind of goes through her backstory a little bit of like an ex-boyfriend who's actually that Zack character that I mentioned. That's the main character in the Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Kind of a cool spin-off. I only played it a little bit. I didn't get a chance to play a lot of it. But I don't know what happened to my copy. But basically, we see Tifa, or Gina Carano, and we're gonna follow her, but we know exactly kind of where to go here. And this is part of the game where Cloud becomes transgender. But only for a small part of the game. He decides to go back. But only chicks are allowed in the pimp's building. No dudes. Can't just tell him that you identify as a chick. You got to actually pass as one. Let's see. Oh, we got to talk to the clothing shop owner first. Or not the owner, but the son, because the owner was the guy in the restaurant. All right. Now we'll go back and talk to this guy. And I hope I didn't pick the wrong options. That might have messed it up. That's okay. No worries. Let's see here. Let's see. Sit down. There we go. I want the Korean barbecue. And we're going to tell him it's alright, and he gives us a coupon for the pharmacy. Then we go into the pharmacy. And first he's a jerk to you, and then he's like, oh wait, you got a coupon. And we're going to take the digestive medicine. And we're going to give it to this lady that's stuck on the toilet. Or no, she's puking. And she gives you one of the items for dressing up like a chick. Gives you the cologne. And then this dude, you do some dirty work for him and he gives you a diamond tiara. And there's actually a thing you can do at like the bathhouse to get some underwear or something. But you actually don't need it. And buy the expensive one. It's like, hey, let me know what they're selling in the vending machine there. It's like, oh, I'm going to do better business with him. So, they're very competitive here in Wall Market. And here you get the diamond tiara. Yeah. But you're missing the wig, so we gotta go get the wig. Now we gotta do some squats. We have a squat contest with one of the bodybuilders. So basically we hit YBA, YBA. And those buttons will be, it's the same buttons, but they'll be labeled different depending on what system. What system you're playing on. And we no need to practice. And time to start. I think the most you can get is 21. Yeah, I got 21. Sweet. That chick just beat the hell out of that guy. And we just go right into the fitting room. And then Eris has to put on a nice dress because she has to pass herself in the Pimp Palace as well. Basically, what we're doing is we're trying to get a meeting with the head pimp guy, Don Corleo, or Corneo. Don Corneo. He's the Jeffrey Epstein of the game, who did not kill himself, by the way. And we find Tifa. And skip a bunch of dialogue. Grab this ether here. Or ether. And of course, Goku pretends to not overhear anything, and then she goes, "Oh, guess what I did?" Yeah, this was probably the last RPG that I was looking forward to coming out, like really looking forward to coming out, and I really wanted to play. Like, I was never really an RPG fan, but then I played Final Fantasy IV on Super Nintendo, which was labeled Final Fantasy II, and that kind of got hooked. Oh, did I do it? Do I do it? Oh, okay, I missed one of the options. So when I first talked to the guy in the bar and I had to do the two options, I think I messed it up. But that's okay. Yeah, I do like the second option on each one. I did only on the second one. That's alright. We'll just fight a couple battles here. Get a Phoenix down. Now they do their Austin Powers impression. It's a man! And here we can just do a lightning bolt. Get this battle over quickly. And we're going to do the same thing. I think the third guy here, yeah, he can actually take some damage. Oh. Come to Papa. Oh, jeez. What we were able to get away with in video games. Grab a hyper back there. Of course, we get a little cutscene here of talking about their plans to drop part of the upper city on the lower city, and then basically blame it on your group of terrorists. They're not really terrorists, but they kind of come across that way. In fact, that guy in the blue suit that you just saw walk, Reeve, he actually confronts one of your party members on it. Oops. Run from this battle here. I got this boss fight. Alright, so we are going to bolt him. And here we're going to start using the grenades. You see the grenades do quite a bit of damage this early in the game. But that'll increase Cloud's limit, which is good because we really want to get his next limit, the cross slash. Cross slash will come in very handy, and we're going to be using cross slash until at least 2/3 of the way in the game, because cross slash can infect the enemy with stop if they are susceptible to it. And Cloud will just keep doing bolt. Go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And there we go. So since I'm on vacation this week, my vacation, I'm not really going anywhere. I'm not really like a travel person or anything like that. Staying home, playing video games, eating food. So I went and bought some ribs at Costco the other day. Cooked some ribs. Came out alright. Last time I cooked ribs, it came out better. But today I went and bought some prime rib. I'm going to cook some prime rib tomorrow. And it's going to be amazing. And all the leftover prime rib, I'm going to chop up and make it into burritos. I'm going to try and make them like Chipotle burritos. You know, eating out to dinner, it's very costly. It can add up. But if you can cook the food yourself, can save a lot of money, assuming you know how to cook. Of course, the steel materia that comes in handy because it helps increase your speed a little bit, your time gauge. And oh, didn't mean to go back down. And here you gotta go through this graveyard of trains. Apparently, there's no shortage of scrap metal in the Final Fantasy VII universe. I'm just going to run from every battle here. But I'm going to pick up a lot of the stuff. There we go. Since I'm playing at the three times speed, I keep messing up on the movements. But that's okay. And we'll move this train here out of the way. It's kind of funny when you play this game on the newer systems, the background, because those all pre-rendered backgrounds, they don't quite translate too well to HD. But the PC versions of the games, I forgot to move this train. The PC versions of this game, there's some mods and hacks out there where they basically took a lot of the backgrounds and stuff, and they ran it through like an AI algorithm and kind of upscale it to like an HD backgrounds, and it looks really cool. I wanted to install them, but they're really complicated to install, and I couldn't figure it out. But a lot of the screenshots are really, really good. Of course, there's also a remake of this coming out. I mean, they already got like the remake on PlayStation 4, but kind of like a simpler remake. It's basically like a direct remake of this. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the restore materia on Tifa. And we'll go ahead and keep... oh, we're already healed. That's awfully nice. We're going to go ahead and save just for safety, in case we screw something up. And up the stairs. Not going to talk to anyone unless we have to. It's like, what's up, Stevie Ray? And I meant to go to the menu, but that's okay. That's what happens when I go through this too fast. The boss music in this is really cool. Grenade. Go ahead and do a limit shot on him. Yeah, we should be able to break this little triangle thing here. And we'll just keep doing grenades. Let's see, we'll go ahead and keep Gina Carano in that. It's not that big of a deal. Battle's over anyway. And we kind of want Gina Carano to level up as much as we can. I love this little thing right here. It's like, oh crap, Eris is with her. It's like, oh, you know each other? And then she tries to say something. Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? Wait for it. Ah, slap. It's funny because they look like cartoon characters. And then, of course, you get the later on in the game, you get the slap fight between Tifa and Scarlet, which is honestly out of with the remakes coming out. That's the one mini game. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to the most. Is the slap fight between the two characters. It's kind of cool. Swing out of here. And there goes the pillar. And of course, there goes the plate holding that section of the plate. It's going to crush everyone below it. Which, if you think about it, probably injured a whole crap load of people on the top, too, because of the falling and the impact. There's what, 8 sectors in Midgar? That's 1/8 of their customers will no longer be paying their electric bill. I don't think Shinra's really thinking through this plan very well. Then again, they're more like dictator overlords than they are a corporation. Allergies are starting to bug me now. All the flowers are starting to bloom and everything. Of course, the characters that were with you earlier in Avalanche, they are now dead because they got crushed by all that. And this little section right here, you got to be careful, because in the time when you're walking down before they come and talk to you, you can actually have an encounter there. And you can actually have an encounter with that house monster that I was telling you about. And there's the house. We're just going to run from him. He takes a lot of damage. Here you kind of find out a lot of the backstory of where Goku came from. Or Eris is her real name in the game, but we named her Goku. Where basically Elmira just adopted her. That's her real mother dying, which you find out what happened with her real mother later in a cutscene. Which we're going to skip that cutscene later. And we're just speeding through all this cutscene stuff. Now, of course, he yells at Stevie Ray for a little bit for leaving his daughter alone to tend a bar at like 4 years old or whatever she is. And his response is, "All right, I'll leave my daughter with you." And it's like, well, how do we get up there? Let's go to Wall Market. So back to the market that we were cross-dressing earlier. Grab the sense materia. We're not really going to use it or anything, but we are going to equip it. Oh, just remembered. Equip the assault gun. And the main reason we're equipping the assault gun is just to get some extra materia slots to level crap up. And we'll do a safety save here real quick. Not really safety, just in case I mess something up. And oops. Talk to this dude. We're going to buy another cover materia. The reason we want 2 cover materias is because that'll make Cloud's chance of covering even greater than before. But we're going to keep lightning on him. Go to the weapon shop. Talk to this dude sitting on a tank. Buy some batteries. Don't really need these, but we're going to grab them anyway, just to kind of keep our armor up. And restore and all. Just in case you need to heal the whole party. And let's climb up the pole, and it'll take us directly to the Shinra building. So basically those batteries that we bought, we put them in to unlock the pathways to get up to the main Shinra building. Oops. There we go. I really need to play with the D-pad and stop playing with the analog stick. That's why I keep messing up a lot of these movements. Grab an ether there, which the only reason we grab those is to sell them. That you got to kind of time perfectly when you hear the sound. And then here we are at the Shinra building. Kind of funny looking building. Go in and just bust on in. And now we'll take the stairs. Yeah, 64s. And if you actually count this, I remember the first time playing, I remember counting the stairs going up. And it's actually 64 as you go up. So you got to do this 60 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 27, 36. It's like the Zool building in Ghostbusters. Where do these stairs go? They go up. And halfway through, we will find, I think it's an elixir. And you can actually avoid the stairs, just bust on in, and then actually go out and kind of go halfway down the stairs, grab the elixir, and go back up, things like that. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of the halfway point right there. When they have the dialogues like, I'm going back down. It'll take you just as long to get down. Still got AC/DC on loop playing in the background, playing Highway to Hell. It's too bad I didn't time the song when I'm on the motorcycle. That would have been perfect. That would have been good timing. And here we are, 60th floor. So I'm pretty sure these guys would be too tired to be fighting anyways. So we got to fight these 3 guards here. And these guards are pretty easy because you're just going to grenade, but you're going to grenade each one. Because when you grenade them, you do enough damage, you expose their armor. And when you expose their armor, it resets their battle gauge. At least I believe it does. Got a key card. Of course, the key cards are needed to access the floors. Go to the 60th floor. Guard falls asleep. You know, with all the Final Fantasy stuff that's getting remade, I really wish 6 would get a remake. I like the remake that was on Android and Steam. It was okay. The character designs got a lot of crap from people. I thought they were okay. But the game itself was remade pretty decently. Still fun to play, though. I mean, I still enjoy it. I still got it on Steam. I got it on Android. Of course, I got my original Super Nintendo copy. Got it on Game Boy Advance. Love it on Game Boy Advance. Here you got to be careful because if they see you, you got to do a battle, waste some more grenades, and then start this whole thing all over again. There we go. Be a little patient here. Time it just right. There we go. And that's the last hard one. Speed the game back up. Go talk to this dude, and he's like, oh yeah, here's my key card. You must be here to fix things. I'm just going to assume that. Here we talk to the mayor. But I'm actually going to go down and save. Because if you guess, you have to like basically guess a word that the mayor's thinking. And if you guess it on the first try, he gives you the elemental materia. So I'm going to go down to the first floor, save it, just in case I guess wrong. And there's like a whole puzzle with like the books that are moved wrong, and I've never understood it. I always like kind of, I basically like wrote it down when I first got the game. I actually still have this sheet of paper and stuff. But, oops. But you can do it if you, like, look at just the first book on the shelf. Problems with plate construction, and I think it's bomb. I think that's what's going to be his, that's going to be his deal. I could be wrong, though. Yep, I was right. Cool. So we got the elemental materia. That'll come in. Oops, didn't mean to go that way. So that'll come in handy. Here we can skip what we want to, but we're going to go ahead and grab these extra items. I'm going to open only 3 doors. I remember it took me a couple playthroughs when I first did this. It took me a couple playthroughs to kind of figure it out. Open that door, open this door, and there's our 2 of our 3 doors. Then we go into the air duct. Kind of a cool little puzzle. Use that to go into another door, or another room. And here's our 3rd door that we open right there. And here, we just go right back into the control room. Make sure we do coupon exchange, not all clear, otherwise we gotta do the whole thing over again. Protection against poison. Grab a couple items in here out of the lockers. Come on, where's it at? Oh, there's another one. There it is. Go ahead and rest up, which we really don't need to, but actually we're not even going to bother saving. Go up one more. Get the parts to Midgar. Put the parts in, opens up another chest, so we just basically keep doing that. Kind of annoying, actually. Did I miss? There we go. Run away. That one should give us access to this one. That one we gotta go all the way around here, open this one up, put in the last one, and that should give us the access to the key card. Of course, there's still a piece missing, which that's just Midgar still being constructed. And I think some of the cutscenes, like the one beginning of the game when it shows the whole city, I think it actually looks like that, which I actually noticed that recently. I think. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure. And here, take a little bathroom break. Actually, no, we'll just climb up. Something about toilets in video games, in retro video games, was always funny. And skip through all the dialogue here. Of course, that character in the blue, his name's Reeve. He's going to join your party, but he's going to be controlling a big robot. And you won't find out it's him until later. Again, spoilers. I'm going to be spoiling crap. I'm going to back away. And, oh, there's Professor Hojo. And he's the one that created all those Sephiroth clones, and Cloud is one of them. And he thought he was a failure. He basically like tried to experiment on him, and not really a clone, but kind of like tried to recreate him in a way. And he thought he was a failure, and it turns out he's not, which I think has to do with the fact that like Tiva helps snap him out of it and that kind of stuff. Like when you come across these cloak figures that have tattoos on their arms, that's why Cloud never had a tattoo on his arm, because he thought he was a failure. And of course, here is the introduction of Jenova, which they tell you that Jenova is an ancient, and they use Jenova, like experiment on the remains of it to inject in soldiers and stuff like that to try and give them powers and abilities of the ancients. But then it turns out Jenova isn't really an ancient. Jenova is actually something different, which the ancients had to fight them all. I'm going to equip poison and all, and we're equipping. The reason we're equipping all is not for like any buffs or anything like that. Basically, just to level them up, because we're basically going to sell them. here we're going to go ahead and do our little save here in case we screw crap up. And here is our introduction of the character Red 13. Basically, he is a dog-like creature that lives for hundreds of years. And we got a monster here. And we're going to send off Stevie Ray because we want to keep Tifa in the party. Because we kind of want Tifa to level up as much as possible. And when I was a kid, when I was like 3 years old, I got a black lab puppy for Christmas. And he was the best dog I've ever had. And we named him Kermit. You know, like Kermit the Frog? He was Kermit the dog. Actually, I think it's 2 T's. Trying to... Oh, that's okay. 1 T will work. Oh, it doesn't get misread as Kermite. Kermit the dog. Alright, we're going to hold on to Cloud's limit. Because that will come into play later. Karanos we're not going to use because we want to focus all the attacks on the thing in the back. And her limit will just attack someone at random. So we're just going to throw a crap load of grenades. You know, because throwing a bunch of random grenades in a 70-story building, what's the worst that can happen, right? Don't really need to worry about our health and stuff too much because we'll spend a night in jail after this and recover a lot of our hit points and whatnot. I was talking about earlier about Final Fantasy VII spin-off games, like the Crisis Core. They also made that PlayStation 2 game where it starts as Vincent, who we're actually not going to get in this game. We're going to skip that. But I've actually never played it. I got to pick it up and play through it. I heard it was okay. I didn't hear it was great. It was just kind of good, kind of okay. But there's also a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale game that's coming out. Like First Soldier, I think it is. That I'm kind of curious. I don't think the Battle Royale games are played out like people say they are. I think people just want to complain about them. But, yeah, I mean, if you can make them different, make them your own, or make them good. Like, you know, I talked about PUBG. I just did my PUBG video. It's already uploaded. Complaining about the last patch that messed up the bridge blocks. But let's see. We got everything kind of equipped here. We want to equip Elemental. Enemy skill we don't need to really equip yet. Yeah, we'll keep the Mithril Armlet on him. Now we're gonna get the heck out of here. But yeah, I mean, what my whole view on Battle Royale games is they're like zombie games. You know, games that have zombies in them. You know, it's like the new zombie mode. It's the new popular mode they have to add to every new game. And things like that are great that complement a game. You know, if it's an extra feature that's, you know, going to be added to a game that they weren't going to add before, then, you know, it helps increase the value of a game that you're purchasing it. So that's kind of cool. And they're fun. And here you get ambushed in the elevator by the Turks. Because even though you beat up one of the Turks earlier, 2 of them are too much to handle. Go figure. Go ahead and speed this back up. Here you meet President Shinra. Again. Talks about the ancients and the Promised Land and basically his motivation for being a bad guy and all that crap, that really doesn't mean anything because he's going to die soon anyways. I love how they have to push Stevie Ray out of there. And here we just talk to Goku, and that's it. Listen to all our blabbering. Just skipping through all the stuff. And we're just going to go ahead and get some sleep. And you'd think they put them in different cells. They wouldn't put, like, group people up in the cells. They got plenty of cells. You know. Just in case they figure out a way to escape by teaming up or working together or something. But looks like something happened and it's letting us out anyways. That or he's sleeping on the job. Alright, equip. We're going to go ahead and put 4 slot on her. Put the mithril on her. And we'll take off the restore. Put the restore on her with an all materia. Another all. What? Did I do the wrong one? I did the wrong one. There we go. And again, the main reason why we're equipping all the materia isn't so much for the abilities, it's more to get them leveled up. And, oh, we got a bloody mess here. Something broke Genova out. Which you actually find out, it teases you that, Sephiroth has returned and broke out Genova, but it's actually not the case. You find out later that it's not Sephiroth, it's actually Genova broke itself out. And something they talk about the Genova reunion is all the pieces of Genova are trying to reunite together at the point where Sephiroth is in the game. Which you kind of find that out later. And we're going to go up here. Go ahead and use a heal. Also, before I forget, we want to equip... We want to put Hyper on Cloud for the Fury status. And he'll take a little more damage, but his limit gauge will go up a little faster because we want to use at least 8 Bravers to get his next limit ability. And after this, we'll get the opposite of that, the Tranquilizers, which inflict the status, the sadness status, excuse me. And that'll actually do the opposite. It'll make the limit gauges not go up as much, but it'll also increase the defense. And since our characters are going to be so low level, that's going to be a huge factor in a lot of these boss fights coming up. Of course, President is dead, has a great big sword sticking out of him that teased that Sephiroth killed him, which is actually not Sephiroth. It's actually Genova that took Sephiroth's form. And we'll go ahead and leave all the materia how it is. And we got Goku's limit break, which actually does a heal on everyone, so we should be good on healing. course, here's a cool boss fight. I remember first seeing this. I like this cool opening of shooting the glass. You know, back in a video game in 1995 or 1997, I just thought that was really cool. Oh, I take that back. Goku does have the. I keep thinking it's on Gina Carano still. So anyway, we're just gonna spam a bunch of grenades. So this boss can be a little bit tricky because without the grenades, we're going to use the cure on him now. Without the grenades, they will. You can only attack with ranged attacks because of you know, the characters being on different platforms. Kind of cool the way they did that. So Barrett can of course attack because he's got the range attack on them. But you can also use limits, so limits are cool. But if you don't have that, you have to have your character set up with an offensive spell in order to keep doing damage. But of course, we got grenades, so that's not really a problem. But if you didn't set up your party correctly with the materia and everything, it could be a pretty long battle. So we're going to keep doing grenades. And we're going to go ahead and speed it up and just keep spamming the A button. And it's like, oh, battle over. No, wait, another form. And there we go. Got another mithril armlet. And here we're going to fight Rufus, who is the vice president of Shinra, who's the president's son, who now becomes the president. And if we get lucky, we can take out this dog before he does barrier, which we didn't, but that's okay. And I just realized that the hyper did not stick with the Fury status because his limit bar should be orange. That's annoying. I don't have another one, do I? Alright, we'll just have to kind of wait it out. So we'll just keep attacking like normal. We're not going to use grenades. Because we want to try and farm Bravers. And we're going to use a potion on him. Use a couple. So in order, when you have limits, your first limit ability, you have to use 8 times to get the second limit ability of that level. Cool, and that's the end of the battle. Oh, someone outside has a big engine going. Oh, just run away. Can't. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Alright, we'll have to waste a grenade. Alright. Should be able to escape now. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and save here for safety. And first couple of playthroughs, I remember, like, oh, I'll talk to Tifa real quick, and then I'll save. But that's not how it works. Of course, this is probably still my favorite cutscene in the whole game right here, coming up. We are almost at the end of the whole Midgar section. Just steals a random motorcycle in the building. Crashes through that display. Drives upstairs pretty easily. Some good suspension. And this is really cool. That was a cool cutscene back in the game. Back in the day. You know, you didn't have Dreamcast, didn't have PlayStation 2. You only had PlayStation 1, Super Nintendo, Sega Saturn, Genesis. Here's a cool little mini game. Now, I just found this out recently because I always just kind of skip through it. But you can actually form your party for the next fight right here. And, oh, we want to go back to the menu because I want to make sure everything is equipped correctly. So I'm actually going, instead of both the covers, I'm going to do fire and elemental. And that'll help protect from fire damage in this upcoming boss fight. Other than that, everything else is pretty much how I want it. Everyone's in the back row. Now we can start the mini game. So yeah, like one of my recent playthroughs, I never knew you could do that because I always just kind of like mashed buttons every time I played this. I kind of focused on the mini game. Because I always had to kind of concentrate on setting up my materia for those three characters, for Cloud, Tifa, and Barret, before all that happened, for this boss fight coming up. Okay, so now we actually want the red ones. Oh, he's kind of stuck there. Come on. There we go. So the brown ones, the blue ones, and the red ones all behave differently. Oh, we didn't want to take out that red one. So if you notice, the red one, as long as I keep swinging my sword, the red one will stay behind me. Ah, figures. Alright, there's two red ones. Come on, give me a third. Give me a third. I can stick with two. That's cool. Oh, nope. Give me a blue one. Another blue one. So you kind of stay like just barely in front of them. And a lot of the mini games. Oh, is that red? That is red. Sweet. So we can just kind of speed this up. And a lot of the mini games in this, like this mini game right here, there's a snowboarding mini game later, a submarine mini game. They actually are replayable in the gold saucer later, which is really cool. I really like how they did a lot of that. And of course, here is the boss fight. I hate this boss. I never cared for this boss fight. Well, it's a little easier now. Now that I figured out you can switch parties, because I will put Eris in there, and that actually helps with the healing. Attack from behind. And because I kept the lightning materia on Cloud, I'm going to have him do a bunch of lightning attacks. Because he's weak to lightning. And he also does that fire attack. We'll go ahead and do the limit attack here, just kind of get out of the way. I'm going to heal now because my main character is a little low on health. Other than that, we're just going to spam a bunch of grenades. Use a braver whenever we can. Because we want that cross slash. And he's getting picked on. Keep doing bolt. Grenade. And grenade. Now, one of these formations he does, you're not supposed to attack because it triggers a counterattack, and I never quite figured it out. That's okay. So one more attack to Goku. That should trigger her limit break and let me heal the party. And that's why I like having her here instead of Barrett or Stevie Ray. There we go. Healing Wind. Just keep spamming lightning and keep spamming grenades. So you're gonna do the fire stuff here again. Yep. And that's it. Definitely easier time with this boss now. I played through this game a bunch of times recently. And that's it. That's pretty much the end of Midgar. So we are pretty much at the end of part 1 of this 4-part playthrough. If you like my playing here, please give a like down below. Please leave a comment down below too, because those are always fun to reply to. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, best thing you can do to help my channel grow is to share my videos. I mean, that is by far the most helpful thing, whether it's just a simple share on Twitter or showing your friends or putting it on a Reddit or forum or something like that. Yeah, that definitely helps out. So we're going to go ahead and... Oops, we don't want to stay here. We want to go ahead and go. Talk about wanting a leader. Stevie Ray tries to nominate himself, just like he did in Harlem Heat. I like when he picked the 2 girls, I like the line he does. Oh, I knew you'd do that. So we're going to go ahead and save the game here. Oop. And yeah, that's the end of part 1. Please let me know what you think down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you for coming to my video. If you would like to help my channel grow, please like and subscribe, and please click on this little bell icon so you never miss a future video.